that picture over there's a young man jumping, and he has the shackles on. So you know he's going straight to the bottom. So our ancestors went through all kinds of drama, but then there were these revolts that took place. Amistad was a revolt. The Amistad and Charlestown and places like that where they would actually revolt against the Europeans. So it wasn't also a docile thing. Because these black men and women were fighting for their freedom. Not all of them went just, okay, let me just go with you. They fought very hard. You've seen or heard of Shaka Zulu, the Zulu nation. Those Zulu warriors fought very hard against the British. Beat them down with spears. He's known as one of the greatest warriors and generals in history. You also have people like Mansa Musa in Africa. Mansa Musa. And then you have Hannibal Barca. Hannibal, the young Hannibal, went after his father. His father first went and beat the Romans. The Roman soldiers were the greatest army in the world. They got beat down by these Africans. Then his son grew up, took his elephants, and marched over there and beat them down again. But you notice one thing that they didn't do. They didn't mess with their culture. They didn't tear up their art. They didn't even do much of that stuff. Now, if you go to Sicily, around Italy, you'll see some sisters that look like y'all. Some brothers that look like y'all. So there was some mixing and mingling going on. But overall, they did not destroy their art or their culture. So then you have a situation where you're now on a slave ship. You're considered 3/5 human. The cargo called Negro. Negro is a Latin or a Spanish or Portuguese word for black. Right? Negro. So the cargo called Negro was being sold. In this case, over here, you see this one to be sold on board a ship down Salmon on Tuesday, the 6th of May, next to Ashley Ferry. A choice cargo of about 255 healthy Negroes. Now, it could have been 300 on that ship, but 50 of them perished. Now, remember, I told you, 3/5 human. But they also have insurance claims on them. So you heard of reparations? That's why it's proof that this happened. They try, wasn't that many black people that died? Yes, it was. You know why? Because y'all get good records. The cargo called Negro. Some of the companies that we see today, Hewlett, there was a slave owner, Hewlett Packard. So most of these companies that you see today, General Electric, all these other companies, Westinghouse, all these companies literally were part of the slave trade. In other words, we literally built the economic infrastructure for America. Free labor. When the Irish and the Italians and the Chinese decided Chinese didn't do that much, but the Irish and Italians, when they decided they weren't going to build anything and strike, they brought in the Negroes from the South to work. And those fellas they were glad to do it. I mean, that's why I don't understand. All they had to do was ask the African, please, come and show us how you do what you do. They would have said, sure, we'll come over there. Matter of fact, we've been over there before you were. Ask the Indians, they know. We were talking to them a long time before y'all got there. Matter of fact, even before you even came out of the cave, Britons, the British were still living in caves, not even eating raw, not even cooking their foods. Matter of fact, they even learned, you gotta read your books. People always Google and do it. You gotta read a book. Read a good book. And I tell people, read a book with a professor that studied African and African American studies, and turn on the back and make sure he looks like you.